So welcome to this episode 2, the latest instalment from our Retail Leaders series, brought to you exclusively by all the team at Images Retail Middle East. What are we trying to achieve with this series? Well, tough times for all at the moment, pretty much across all industries, but none more so than in the retail industry, an industry that is going through many challenges pre-COVID, and certainly a lot have been accelerated by COVID. So it really does take a true industry leader to not only survive, but also grow during the COVID era. And that certainly is the case for our guest here this afternoon. It's an absolute pleasure to be joined by someone who's not only respected just here in the region as a true industry leader, but worldwide. In his role, everyday role that is, he oversees the strategic direction of the Saudi-based retail company, the BinDawood holding. More than, 10,000 employees and counting across the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, with the BinDawood and the Danube supermarket chains, recognized as the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's one of the largest retail companies there, providing the most luxurious food and other products. And I hope he doesn't mind me saying as well, he is an individual that has helped to drive and be one of the driving forces behind the award-winning, highly innovative and much praised e-commerce platforms now delivered by BinDawood Online. An award winner, as mentioned, a retail pioneer, a leader in his industry, and one of the original influencers in the world of retail. Ahmad BinDawood joins us live from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Ahmad, thank you so much indeed for being with us.
Thank you, Tom, for the wonderful and amazing introduction. And thanks to Retail Middle East on hosting me today, and glad to be with you today.
Look, you don't need me to tell you, Ahmad, that these are challenging times. They have been for, just about everybody in the world of retail. Just about everybody in the world at the moment. Unprecedented, uncertain times as well. And therefore, a challenge. Every day is a challenge personally, as it is professionally as well. In light of that, there is, the glimmer of hope on this challenging landscape. The horizon can be seen for us now. So, given what you personally and professionally and as a group have learned in the last 10 months, in the year 2020, what lies at the heart of your business at the end of 2020?
I totally agree with you. So many challenges we've been through the 2020, and especially with the COVID. And the two things that is actually lies in the heart of our business are our customers and our employees. As a company, we need to make sure that we are maintaining those standards, the highest standards when it comes to the hygiene, when it comes to taking care of our staff, in order to make sure that they don't, it's safe to work and to serve the customer, and they don't get infected with the virus. Similarly, with our customers, when they come to our stores, they need to feel that they are safe. It's safer environment. The social distancing, the measures that have been recommended by the authorities, that we are implementing them all into our stores. Actually, even before COVID, we were making sure that the highest standard when it comes to the food safety and the way we present and the experience that we provide to our customer need to be at highest standards. Aside to that, also, when we're talking about our customers and our employees, there are other challenges that we are facing as a company also. It's worth mentioning also that we just became as a public listed company lately. So today we have more responsibilities towards our investors in the company. We need to always commit to the goals that we are talking about as a company, and what we need to achieve in order to meet their expectations as well. Some of the other challenges also we are facing as a company, which is around uncertainty. What things might avail in future and how the landscape might change. What are the changes that might happen with the consumer preferences when we're talking about their products or shopping habits. So we need to be close to all those challenges. Also during COVID, we have seen so many businesses actually couldn't cope up with the challenges which is around it, and especially from taking precautions on their cash flow and how they can sustain even longer. Unfortunately, and also it's challenging for those businesses. We have seen them, drop within the third or fourth month, and they couldn't cope up with the changes that happen. So as a company also, we are looking to maintain a very sufficient cash flow level in order to make sure that with any uncertainty things that might happen in future, we are going to be robust, and you can say we can pass this period of challenge. One of the things also today, being as a public company, we have responsibility towards the regulatory side and the compliance level of the company. So that is also, we are making sure that we are maintaining the highest level of transparency and of course compliance as a company. Talking about technology, like lots of things are changing, lots of touch points that we have in the business. So we have a massive of exploding data that is coming to the company. And the challenge here also is how we can make sure we are, you can say, first of all, segmenting those data in the right way and having the right readings. And of course, then making the right decision as a business. Competences and making people successful in the business also is one of those challenges. So finding the right talent in the business is not only the crucial point. One of the major points, how you can make sure the environment within the company, with all the challenges that we just explained, they can perform better and even to be successful in the business, and helping them improving their career, and of course to sustain their career with the growth of the company.
Just wanted to pick up on a point you made there about the sort of dual responsibility you have. On the one hand, keeping customers and clients happy. On the other, the staff. Everyone's reliant on the company as a whole. How do you go about inspiring, but also I suppose challenging to a certain degree, your people, your staff, those that represent your company on a day-to-day basis in these times of uncertainty, be it personal, professional, or otherwise? How do you encourage them to truly personify and embody that positivity, that positive mindset moving forward?
See, the method that we are working here, and in order to make sure that we are achieving, or let's say like getting the message across to people, is actually, it needs to start from the top of the company. During COVID, we see so many companies are trying to take the necessary precautions in terms of, working from home or working remotely, but we have a responsibility towards our people who are working in the company, and they are especially working in the stores, helping those customers to find what they are looking for or to make things available for them. So as a management, and it's me and the top executives in the company and all the leaders in the business, they were actually on the floor making sure that we are close to our staff, and we are having a mission here to say, normally what we have seen from other economies, people cannot find items on the shelves, and it was a challenging moment for them on the supply chain or whatever the reasons are. Here, we went to a different level of awareness. We made, a campaign. We decided to go to the customers and tell them, see what us as a company, BinDawood Holding, with our both brands, BinDawood and Danube, along with advertising what other retailers are doing for you in terms of bringing more promotions to you. They have the goods available for you with sufficient stock. What other companies also in telecommunications and restaurants and other businesses, what they have done for you. So no need to rush, no need to buy things that you don't need. Only take what you are going to consume within a certain period, and make things also available for the other customers. So we don't create, unnecessary panic that created in other economies. And that went viral, actually. We were not expecting that to be viral. And people were sharing that, and other economies also, they were showing how the best collaboration happened between the retailers or the businesses with the government and also with the customers. So it's you can say a responsibility that has been shared with all different parts of the economy, and successfully we have achieved that.
So there's enough pasta to go around, yeah?
For sure.
Listen, I just want to, you mentioned also about technology a little earlier on, and the fact that the key role that technology has played. And look, given the fact that we've become so enveloped by all things COVID, I suppose you can almost forgive people forgetting the fact that e-commerce had come so far pre-COVID anyway. We were breaking down so many barriers. I suppose it's fair to say that 2020, COVID-19, has helped to accelerate the benefits, the possibilities, no less, of e-commerce. But how would you say that you and the team are leveraging that power of technology that we knew existed? How are you harnessing that to build what's great, the agility that you're creating, the growth that you're creating, the pace that you're growing, the agility in business? How are you doing that at the moment?
See, first of all, yes, you need to respond to the things or changes that happens within the economy, but also as a company, you cannot, like build an e-commerce platform from day one. I mean, like, let's say the COVID happened, lockdowns all of a sudden happen, and then you are trying to build that e-commerce platform in order to be closer to your customer or to address their needs. It cannot happen within one day. It requires, like a vision, first of all, to be with the company. And it requires a long time of, like the right resources to be need to be there in the company in order to achieve that. So, for example, when we're talking about BinDawood Holding and when we built our e-commerce platform, we started this 3 years ago. And I mean, like we went live 3 years ago, but the project, we were working on it since 5 years. So all what you see today and how we achieve that, it's actually, like it's all this time we were trying to build that platform and having and allocating the right resources. All the learnings that we have been in the business helped us building that wonderful platform. So as a company, I think it starts with the technology need to be a strategic move rather than just like reactive or taking like steps after things happen within the economy. This is number one. Second, you need to always adopt the technology in a way that you create some sort of disruptive movements within the economy or within your industry. So you need to do things that how you can change the habit of the customers, how you can be ahead of the competition in order to take that step to be disruptive. One of the major things also here that we're talking about is availability of information. The more the information is going to be available for the leaders in the business or in the company, that will help them to make faster decision. And of course, the succession rate is going to be higher. One of the things also is the access of information. So many companies, they're trying to go with the technology, but like with the limitation of accessing those information, sometimes it's impossible. We have seen so many businesses went on working remotely or working from home, but if you don't work on that level of having like that level of access to the information from anywhere, that wouldn't be possible, and it could cause a company like massive losses in such timings. I think bringing also that level of standardization is very important in order to make sure that whenever you leverage on technology or to build any new platform, that will help you you can say amend or even adopt new technologies in the right way. It depends, well, again, on the business, whether you need real-time data or let's say like 1 day or even couple of hours late data. So depend on the business. The more the real-time data you will have in the business, if it's feasible for your business. And in our case, what we have seen when we started with the online, it helped us to read the changes and the sentiment of the customer preferences very closely and to respond quickly on any changes that happen within the business. And of course, with the so many solutions that you have today in the market, you need to pick and choose the right technology for your business. Lots of technologies we have seen over the past 5 years, and it happened with us actually when we were working on the e-commerce side. What we have seen, technologies coming for 6 months and disappearing. I'm referring specifically to one of the solutions that actually we were experimenting, like the Google Glass. So it was there for a couple of years and it didn't become successful. So then the company dropped that plan, and they are coming now with different plans. And we can see the different solutions that is around VR and virtual reality and augmented reality stuff. Security is becoming also a challenging thing. So companies need, as a company also here, like BinDawood, we are paying attention to that. We are collecting lots of, you can say, data from customers on their behavior of shopping. So we need to make sure that we use them in order to give them the best experience, and their data must be secured in a way that it's not, like jeopardized by any way. And one of the things, or you can say the latest point, is that we have to embrace for agility. Yeah. So how to keep your company agile with all these solutions and all these things, that is the most important part.
Given your prominence in the region and given the weight and the respect that the BinDawood brand has across the region, with that comes a lot of eyeballs, a lot of people looking to you to see how you do it. Given your reputation, the history in bricks and mortar retail, and as you just rightly said there, the investment that you put in to e-commerce and those platforms pre-COVID, well before COVID, and therefore the good foundations you've had, how does the brand stay ahead of the race in this breakneck speed race for innovation at the moment? How do you stay one step ahead of the competition? And just to add on to that, is the race for innovation, or the innovation race, is that just technology these days, or are there other elements to it?
Definitely, it has so many other elements. It could be, how you can respond quickly to the changes that is happening with the consumer mind, like what customers actually are looking for, and what sort of changes that is happening in his habits. Let's say if you are, keeping only the essential item on the shelves, and you don't know what is happening in the customer mind and what sort of new trends that is happening, you will be left behind, and customers would find different places to go and shop from different places. It happened with us when we saw the customers actually shifting towards organic food. And then you have other trend that came, which is like superfood. All of a sudden now we are talking about alternative products, which is like, like meat and beyond, and so many other products that is coming into the market. And now people are, the latest trend that we have seen in the FMCG, people are looking for keto diet type of products. So these are also changes that is happening, but maybe not technology side necessarily with the retail, but also there are lots of other changes. And I think one thing that, like company, in order to be ahead of, if we are talking about the innovation race, first of all, you need to look for what is the long-term outcome of this innovation, whether it's technology, whether it's changing in the shopping behavior, or even changing in the customer sentiments as a company. The other thing also, which is what is the drivers of this value impact? There are lots of changes, and what it could bring in terms of the differences when we're talking about the value chain and how you can bring those items to the customers. Keep always your mindset open for any changes. Don't take things for granted. And in a company, this is what I do, and always with the people that are working with me, to make sure that we are open to any change that might happen in future. Now, let me just take you back, like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like one of the methods as a company that we used to advertise, and it was essential tool for us, like advertising in newspapers. Today, what we see that the newspaper sales are dropping, and people are accessing to having, a channel to access to the information or news that is coming into the market instantly on their mobile phones. So we need to shift from that way of advertising a newspaper towards, like other channels and ways how to be closer to our customers. One of the things also is that we need to always see the results of our decision and analyze them in best way in order to make sure that we are making the right decision. And the continuous learning is that the most important part of above all the things that I just mentioned.
Yeah. Look, I really appreciate your time this afternoon. I've got one more for you, if that's all right, Ahmed, which is a bit cheeky on my behalf, because I'm going to ask for your better guidance on this one. I'm going to ask you to look into your crystal ball, if you may, and predict the future for us. And who's into predicting anything these days, especially in 2020? But given what you've learned throughout your extraordinary career, and given what the BinDawood brand has achieved during its time as well, and we are just about to break into new territory in 2021, and hopefully, as you said at the beginning, things will get better for everyone around the world. But what's going to drive, what's going to shape the new frontiers for retail, not just in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, but in the region and possibly the world?
See, going forward, I think a couple of things are going to reshape the frontier of retail. The first thing is the industry need to have a greater understanding and a strong connectivity and empowering customers. So customers today, when they come and shop in the stores, before, like they are coming, they have their knowledge about the product or anything. But today, when they come into the stores, they need to have that level of interaction with the products. Means they are looking for a new product that is on the shelf. They don't know what is it. They go online and they check it, what sort of recipes they could use, who is the competitor of that product you are selling, and why they need to buy it, and what it's going to go do good for them. So the access of information and empowering customers is crucial element to have success with your customers into your business. Always try to look for the game-changing technology that could enable you as a company and, of course, your customers when they come and do shopping. Unlocking the power of transformation. Lots of solutions that is coming today into the market, and we're talking about retail especially. The solutions that you need to pick need to make sense for you as a business and, of course, for your customers. What I can say here, like the old formula that we used to work on, the old consumer value, it used to be cost plus choice plus convenience. Yeah. And today, what is added involve the cost, involve the choice, involve the convenience, but also there is a control element. And the most important thing is the experience element for the customers. So that's why when we are focusing as FMCG company, as BinDawood Holding, it's not only, like we are having the products on the shelves and that's it, but we pay attention to the environment of shopping, to the smell and scent that we have inside the store, the interaction with the staff, the interaction with the products, the displays that we have around the stores. Even when we are talking about our festivals, like when I remember like 5 or 6 years ago, our festivals used to be very dull, and you can say there is no anything interesting that is happening with the customer. Like winter festival, summer festival, spring festival, that's it. But today we have shifted all that towards like Italian food festival, the British food festival, the American food festival. Then we have the chocolate festival, and we have the coffee festival. So all these categories that is bringing, or you can say the main drivers of bringing customers to your store, we are leveraging on that, and we are doing that after understanding what actually our customers are looking for, which is the experiential element.
Well, listen, I, for one, and I'm sure I'm speaking on behalf of so many people that are tuning in at the moment, are hoping that we can come and be part of those festivals with you in 2021, sooner rather than later. Equally, returning that favour, I'm looking forward to sharing time with you again at some point over here in the UAE in 2021. Listen, I can't take any more of your time, Ahmed. I know you're a busy, busy man, so I really appreciate it. On behalf of all the team at Images Retail Middle East, we can't thank you enough for being part of the Retail Leaders series. Just to reiterate that point, here's to sharing a stage, sharing a festival sometime soon in the near future.
For sure. And you will have a special, you can say, a trip into our stores, and I will be with you when you come here to Saudi.
Really appreciate your time this afternoon. Really appreciate your insight, your expertise. You've been very kind and very patient with us. So, Ahmad BinDawood, thank you so much indeed for being with us, and enjoy the rest of the year.
Thank you for hosting me, and glad to be with you here. And hopefully we can see you soon in Dubai or in Saudi. But still, my invitation is open for you, so you are welcome anytime.
I will take you up on that, that's for sure. Listen, without further ado, we bring an end to this episode of Images Retail Middle East. If you'd like to share any comments, then feel free to do so on the chat section, or of course, send your comments in below. Again, just to finalize, thanks for tuning in. There will be more, so keep it locked to Images Retail Middle East as we bring you more leaders from the world of retail in the coming months. But for now, from all the team down here in Dubai, and of course from Ahmed over there in Saudi Arabia, it is good afternoon. Goodbye.